emergency official business, ma'am. Side, please. Side, please. Thank you. Official business, sir, ma'am. Emergency, please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir, ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
Love that.
Look, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Today was another holiday. This was great Star Wars.
Oh my freaking God. It is absolutely crazy. Look, dude, it's the Aries Terrington Show. So I'm supposed to be a little bit more reserved. But let me tell you something, baby. Let's start this off right. And welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show. Right here, baby, at 6 scale Cantina, and throw all that mature, throw all that subdued, throw it out the damn window, baby. Are you kidding me? Holy freaking, look how filled we are here today. Brother Cousins, we talked, we messaged, voice over the phone today.
Yes.
Oh, my freaking God. Is it possible? One of the greatest days in Star Wars history? And I say, yes. Come on.
Absolutely. This was probably, I gotta say, this is probably the best Star Wars ever. I mean, just the fact of all the characters that we got. I mean, I never thought that we were going to get this much loot in one episode.
No. Now, listen, Brother Cousins, you got that feedback back we had backstage. Everyone's saying it in chat. Maybe you got to reboot again.
Oh my God. Let me go ahead and fix that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna jump in and jump. I'm gonna jump out.
Jump in and jump out. Jump in and jump out. We'll hold it in here. Listen, you know why his audio is that way? Because is it possible that it's just overload, baby? Is it possible that they were so overloaded that I'm so jacked on this freaking coffee? Listen, tell me what table you're on. Tell me what table you're at. Look, I'm being completely serious, baby. It's the Aries Terrington Show, but I'm just a little bit animated. This was possibly one of the greatest days in Star Wars history. Listen, I tell you right freaking now. And listen, I'm going to tell you, I am not going to be able to keep this spoiler free. I first put up the banner and the description of the video where it had some spoilers, and I made it more generic because this is more about not just getting viewers in here, but just sharing with you my joy, which I know is your joy. But I'm going to give you an opportunity to hop your butt out of here, because there's no way I'm going to be able to contain myself. Are you freaking kidding me? Wow. I mean, absolutely epic. Just letting you know. Oh, my goodness. And listen, welcome to the Aries Terrington Show. I should have a few special guests. My special guest today is going to be Brother Cousins. We may be having 1/6 scale man, Lael. You're definitely going to want to check his show out tonight. When he starts at 9:15, say what? That's his big shebang. And I'm telling you, he's going to have a lot to talk about. You're going to want to check him out. We may have Dante later on in the show from Manaha Collectibles pop in. And let's see if that fixed it, brother.
1, 2. Can everybody hear me? Great.
I think we're good. We're good.
Awesome. Good.
Brother
Good.
Cousins.
Woo.
Listen, first, welcome everybody who's in here to the Aries Terrington Show. My special guest, Jay. Brother Cousins Toy Reviews. Listen, we all communicated with each other today. Me and Lael and me and Jay and me, Dante, Manaha Collectibles, so many of you. Because this was possibly, Jay, one of the most epic days in Star Wars history. And not just because of one character, not just because of 2 characters, not just because of 3 characters, not just because of 4 characters, not just because of 5. Are you kidding me? Listen, baby, how are you feeling?
Dude, I can't believe it. I can't believe we got all these characters. I mean, Oh my God! Can we can spoil it? We of course we're going to spoil it.
I told him it's a listen, and I understand.
Yeah.
So I may not get as much viewers as I usually do, but this is a spoiler episode. I could not contain myself.
We have
So
to.
just so you understand, or go watch it real quick and come back.
Yes.
But listen, we're going to be talking about just juicy stuff. But come on, go ahead, Jay.
Cad Bane. Oh my God!
Oh my
phenomenal.
God!
He looked phenomenal. I was like, oh my God! I mean, I'm glad my wife and my family and my mom and everybody wasn't at home because I was yelling. I was jumping on the couch, literally grown man jumping on. Oh my God! Cad Bane, Cad Bane. When he was walking up and I saw the cowboy hat, I was like, come on, they're not doing this. They're not doing this. Not to mention all this time we got to spend with Luke, and Luke. And I'm just gonna say, it, Luke looked phenomenal. He looked great. I mean, man.
Dude, I don't even know where we're gonna begin because we're gonna talk about Luke, Cad Bane. Let's talk about freaking Luke, and welcome everybody who's in there. I'm gonna flash you up here little by little. We got Alien Queen. Few spoilers in the title. Yeah, I changed that Alien Queen for sure. Xander in here. Yeah, baby. Ha. Looking forward to it, Aries. Come on. Rebel scum, ready for the show. 6 Scale Central. Cad effing Bane, baby. Whoa, listen. Yeah, come on. Max is geeked a bit here with the Espanol. Como fu el partido? Come on. And look, single songwriter, rock and roll. Like and subscribe for all your Star Wars Hot Toys info. And you have to wonder, single songwriter, are we going to get into some Star Wars Hot Toys in terms of this? Because let me tell you something when it comes to Star Wars Hot Toys. Is it possible that business just picked up today? And I say yes. But listen, we'll continue to say hi to everybody in here. The Aries Terrington Show live. My special guest, Jay, from Brother Cousins. Maybe having Lael from 1/6 Scale Man join us when he's able to later today. Maybe towards the end of the show, Dante from the Man of Hot Collectibles. But listen, baby, what an awesome day in Star Wars history. Let's start with that Luke. And again, these are spoilers, baby. So if you don't want them, you can hop on out of here.
Yeah.
I just can't contain myself, so I'm not gonna BS it through. Look, where are you at? Let me know what table. I'll get to your comment. I'll be pouring it. You want regular? You want decaf? I've got the Tauntaun milk. I don't always got it. I've got special Tauntaun milk right here to go with your coffee. Come on and listen. We're gonna talk about it later. You talk about Order 66. I have proper 66 today, baby. Ooh. I've got proper 66 because, listen, there's a lot to talk about. There's a ton to talk about with that.
Good, Anakin, good.
Good. Oh, my God. Listen, before we get into the freaking 501st, listen, dude, Luke, I was almost thinking, I was saying, was that Sebastian Stan? Was that a different actor? That's CGI. It was as freaking good as Peter Cushing in Rogue One. Am I wrong?
I think it was way better. Honestly, I think it was way better. I mean, I remember back in the summer, I was hearing rumblings that they were going to be taking the guys that did the deep fake on YouTube and bringing them in. And I can definitely see this because it was seamless. It was seamless for a minute. I was like, how did they do this? How did they do this wizard? They must have used some of that Hot Toys wizard magic. Seriously, because it was amazing. I was sitting there looking. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm thinking like maybe we're going to get a couple of faraway shots. But when you see him sitting there meditating with Grogu, and you just see the likeness of Mark Hamill, it's just like, oh my God, how did they do this? That is Mark Hamill.
I thought it was a different actor, Jay. I thought it was a complete. Wow. I thought it was an actor that they, you know, I don't know, that they put on. It was that freaking good.
Yeah, it was great. I can't, man. They did it just to see how far technology has come over the last 12 months or however, maybe a year and a half since they did that episode. From when we saw Luke at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian to now, it's amazing. And all the time, I mean, he's a fully fleshed out character. We spent time with him. We saw him emote. And what about that moment with him and Ahsoka? Oh my God.
Well, listen. Let me ask you a simple question. With Luke and that freaking incredible, awesome deep fake. Listen, baby. Listen. Is it worth it now? Do you think it's worth it now that they put their money in that CGI with Luke? Because you know that stuff isn't cheap to make that look. Is it better that they didn't put it in the little speeder race on Tatooine with all the little Power Rangers and that they put it in here? Are you starting to put together? And I was like, where's the expense? Where's the money? Holy frack. And you BG fans know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When I say frack, come on. Or if you want me to use Falca carbs for you deep BG fans. But listen, baby, is it worth it now that they didn't put the money there or they put it in this? What say you?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Money well spent. And the thing is, just think about what we got last week. Last week was amazing. That was an amazing episode. Just the scale of that episode. Bryce Dallas Howard knocked it out of the park. But with this, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, but
listen, I didn't see this coming at all.
Listen, Jay. Listen, this is some. Rodolfo Aguilar says, "I heard that maybe Boba Fett may appear in Episode 7, maybe a small cameo." Let's play this for Rodolfo.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
All I can say is, who freaking cares?
Seriously.
Who cares?
Who cares? And you know, Aries, I gotta ask. Like, I did ask myself after it was over, what am I watching? Which show is this? Whose show is this now? I mean, yeah, Boba Fett kind of got sidelined in this episode, but it makes sense for the story, but I'm not complaining.
Listen. Valiant Archer says that the last 2 episodes have been pretty good. Pretty good. I say it's this good.
Good, Anakin, good.
Good.
Oh my God, it was that good.
Yeah.
How did they accomplish that? Listen, and I see your super chats in there. And let me tell you something, babies. I'm going to be getting to your super chat. While you're in here, make sure you smash that like button. It is the Aries Terrington Show Live. My special guest, Brother Cousins, Toy Reviews in the house. May have a couple of other special guests pop in later for one of the most epic days, I think, in Star Wars history. Look, okay, so we're going to bounce all over the place because I don't even know what else to do. You talked about Cad Bane.
Yeah.
It's not like they just spring, oh, look, we brought a character in here. Oh, he showed up. The freaking tension. When you see Cobb come out of the freaking saloon, he senses something. Mm-hmm. He senses something in the air. You can almost sense the presence of another bad, some bad butt person that's walking down. And then you start seeing that walk. And I'm starting to look like, wait a minute, baby. Who is this going to be? And listen, once it started getting closer, did you know that it was going to be? I knew at that point.
The scene started, and he, like you said, he got that little inkling in the air. It was like he was telling the guy, he was like, "No, go back in. Everybody close down. No, something is coming." I was like, "Could it be? Could it be?" And we've talked about this here. We talked about it here on your show, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is really going to happen. It's going to happen." Oh God, I think it is. That a cowboy hat? No. Oh my God, it's Michael Jackson. No, it's not. Oh my God. Yes. Like I said, I was
jumping. Don't stop till we kids. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh man. My goodness. And you know what's freaking crazy? Yeah. They didn't just throw him in here. Here's Cad Bane. We made you happy. No. There was a setup to it. And what happened with him and the marshal? Listen, a lot of people that know Timothy Oliphant, they know Justified. Yes. Okay. They know Deadwood. They called him the marshal for a reason. And look, there were drawing in there. And look, let me tell you, he's not dead. He's not dead. They're all
no.
tending to him. I think he had some kind of mithril on him. He's going to be fine. But
They were bandaging him up, you know.
Yeah. He's or he had some type of some type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and probably Cad Bane. I don't think that Cad Bane wanted to kill him. I honestly, I think he hit him in the right spot.
Yeah.
So there's not even a 0% chance that he's dead.
Yeah.
But the way that they did that freaking scene, you want to talk about thoughtful script writing.
Yes.
You want to talk about not just throwing crap in for fan service. They actually, it's almost like they planned. Is it possible, Jay, that they actually planned from when they introduced Cobb Vanth that there would actually sometime be a showdown for Cad Bane? It's so carefully thought out and a lot's coming together. But what do you think about that? I felt like this was in the making. They knew that that was going to happen. And nothing about the Mandalorian with Cad Bane or at first.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this was a good setup. And it was a good time to bring him back and for that interaction to happen. It definitely felt like this is why he was in the show, to introduce this character and for those characters to meet and butt heads. And it was like you said, the tension, oh my God, the tension of it. And when he just looks up from that helm, because when you see the hat and him looking down and you just hear the voice and then you see up and you see those bright red eyes, it was like, oh my God, it was intimidating.
Yeah. At Garcia Boxing versus the World with the $20 drop on the Aries Terrington Show live. Are you kidding me? Cheers. Cheers to you as well, baby. Right here is the off-world Jawa egg juice. Come on. And that $20 drop, thank you so much. I know there's other super chats in there. I'm going to be flashing them up as myself and brother cousins continue to go. Yeah, I mean, I feel like now that a lot of what they have set up so far, the Book of Boba Fett, is now starting to make sense as to why they started it off the way it did. And one thing that I pointed out on my show the other night that Fabio was on and Desi and the Man of Hot Collectibles was that we have to remember, Jay, that when The Mandalorian season 1 started, it wasn't gangbusters the first few episodes. It really, really wasn't. It wasn't like the season 2 of The Mandalorian.
No.
They had to establish it first. It was just so much more exciting than what we got with the sequels.
Yes.
That we were just like, whoa. But really, I feel like that this is making sense. Not only that it's now it's starting to come together what they were doing in the Book of Boba Fett, but as I pointed out before with Cobb Vanth, like they had some of this planned out from way back.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it took like you're right, like you said, it took a while for the Mandalorian to find its foot. Not a while, but it took a couple episodes for it to find its footing. With this a Book of Boba Fett, it's taken a minute. I think there's been episodes that were better than others. And I know there was a lot of chatter over the last couple episodes. Some people were like, oh, I'm not feeling it. What are we doing here? Where's the story going? What is the direction? But after last week's episode and this week's episode, I think the story is coming together very well and very exciting. And I don't think you're right. It's kind of done in a way where we weren't expecting it. I wasn't expecting this at all. I was expecting this type of stuff and maybe Mando season 3. But to get this in the Book of Boba Fett, simply amazing. And it's just blowing my socks off. I can't even lie. It's amazing.
So listen, any of you that are in here and that are coming in late, please go ahead and hit that like button. This is a non-spoiler free Aries Terrington Show. I do apologize. We cannot contain ourselves. I have got the off-world Jawa egg juice to celebrate one of the most epic days in Star Wars history. I kid you not, off-world Jawa egg juice. I have got proper 66 in the house. Let me know if you want me to serve it up. I have got all the Taud milk that the universe can muster up. If you want that with your coffee, I'm serving it all up. Just tell me what table you're at, and I'll be pouring it. Maybe you're with Grogu at table 5, and maybe, I don't know, a popsic's in the house, but that's the table they sit at, baby. Let's fill them up now. Come on. But listen, just letting you know, because we cannot contain ourselves with this. Look, man, and you have to wonder, Jay, is it possible that we haven't even scratched the surface? Because Ming-Na Wen and Tamora Morrison have said that the big payoff, the ultimate payoff, is in Chapter 7. And from my point of view, I don't even need Chapter 7.
Yeah.
They could have ended it with this and kept me on the edge of my seat for more to come. This was absolutely stunning. And it wasn't just because of Cad Bane. It had a lot to do, you know what I'm talking about, with everything that they unveiled. Everything that we were hoping, the rumors that they were going to set up. 501sts? Are you kidding me? That kind of flashback in there? Listen, man, we got a lot to chomp into here this evening. I am telling you. But they could have ended it with this, and I would have said epic. One of the most epic shows, moments, entire scene from beginning to end in Star Wars history.
Yes.
You have to wonder, Jay, is it possible they could do better next week? What's the big shebang? I thought this was.
They got some big shoes to fill. They could, like you said.
How do you top this?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have some ideas, but even then, I did. Like I think we talked about it here. We talked about maybe Mace Windu coming back. We've talked about Han Solo maybe making an appearance somehow. That's the only way I think it can top it. But even then, what we saw today.
Did Tamora, maybe because Tamora Morrison wasn't on set much, he didn't realize that the big shebang, that the big payoff was today.
Right. Exactly.
I am Boba Fett. Dude, let me read this here from Night of Red. Thank you for the $10 drop, baby. Cad Bane, let's go. He's by far my favorite Clone Wars character for a lot of people. I grew up with Clone Wars, so I cried my eyes out when I saw Cad Bane walk up. And you have to wonder, did I actually cry twice watching this episode this morning? While I was on a break from work, trying to go back and forth. And I say, yes, it meant that much to me. It meant this much to me to see them going where they're going with this. I am totally with you, Night of Red, Ted. I know there's other super chats. I'm going to get to them. Trust me, I see them there. We're just getting it here. But man, look how much this meant for a lot of people, Jay. And I really can't fathom how they're going to top this next week. But if they could top this episode, because this episode topped last week's episode, which a lot of people in the community were like, can they actually do it? Yeah. Well, they just freaking hit a home run. If they top this with the next episode, I don't know what the feedback is going to be on the Book of Boba Fett, but I'm telling you, baby, it's going to be incredible. Jay, we need to talk about Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Because how I was tearing up during this scene. The 501st, dude. You saw 501st and you see Grogu looking in there, which that doesn't mean that they're exactly coming right at him, right at that spot. He sees it. He knows it. Dude, I have a strange feeling. I have an idea.
Okay.
Who got him out of there?
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Man, I think we're thinking the same thing, because to me, it looked, first of all, the whole fact of we're seeing this dude, even though he's 50 and he's a Padawan, he's a child. So we're seeing all this through a child's eyes. Kind of broke my heart. Like, damn,
Yeah.
he's a little guy seeing, seeing all his friends and all, his protectors probably at this time just perishing from these stormtroopers.
Mhm.
And it's just, and that kind of really broke my heart. Really, it really did. But the fact, what it looked like to me, that they were protecting him. And then I started to think about what Yoda said back in Revenge of the Sith, when he was like, there can be there's another. And I started thinking like that. There's another. Was he talking about Luke, or was he talking about Grogu? We don't know.
Yeah, was he talking about Leia?
Was he talking about
I've
Leia?
always assumed that he was talking about Leia.
Yeah, I did too. Was he talking about Leia? And then
you have to wonder, because Obi-Wan did say, Luke asked Obi-Wan, Yoda spoke of another, and he said the other was mentioned as your twin sister. But you have to wonder really what Yoda meant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're all thinking the same thing. And the way that they showed this scene today, and thank you so much for that $10 drop. I ran putting this up from Chewie, and I'll read it in a second. I think Mace got him out of there. Everything that has been transpiring is pretty much gone as I thought, just not with the direction as epic. I was getting a little bit nervous the way this was going. I was enjoying the show because the show, I personally loved it, but I did not expect this. But they're really setting up where they want to go with this. If they're going to bring Mace back, this is the opportunity to do it because it makes sense. It's that timeline. Okay, Luke is going to want to investigate that timeline.
Yes.
He is already intertwined. The rumors about him being having a voiceover work with Ahsoka, not only here, but also for, being signed for the Ahsoka series. It only makes sense to me that Mace Windu is going to come around. This makes sense that somehow, some way, he's possibly tied into the Grogu story. What do you think?
I totally agree. I think that's the only thing that can top this episode. Just the fact that we see Mace come back, and we see Mace back, and we see him with maybe a robotic arm and looking older, and like the images that we've seen on the internet, something close to that. And I think that's going to bring everything together. It is just so good and interesting to see all this tied together. We're now seeing the full story of this Star Wars saga, and it's great.
Yeah, and the other thing that's interesting about that, and they've kind of unveiled it out of right under our eyes, brother cousins, because I'm like, dude, how did Boba get all the scars healed? He was in the back to tank. How did Fennec get healed and all that gut stuff? With the people that put in the robotic parts. Obviously, we already knew Luke got a new arm. Yeah. So the question of how Mace could look, it's probably not going to look exactly the way he looked after he got beat up. It's kind of like someone's in a big fight. They got black eyes. They got all this stuff. They got little fractures here and there. They got big cuts. He probably may look better than what we're thinking. Certainly has a robotic arm if he does come back. But look, I feel like now, I was like, how are they going to shove this in? How are they going to shove that in? How are they going to shove this in? The whole idea of maybe seeing a purple lightsaber or maybe seeing something that hints towards it, I feel like is reasonable now. I don't know. I don't know what you think, but I'm like totally blown away by this.
I mean, yeah, I mean, this, I agree with you. Like you were saying, this is the perfect opportunity for them to do that. It's been some years in the story since the Clone Wars and all that, so you can get and Samuel L. Jackson is like right at the right age, so it just makes sense for that to happen. It just makes sense for for him to pop out with that purple lightsaber and just be like, here I am, and just the complexity of the story and where Boba Fett is now. Like, Boba Fett has kind of toned himself. Like, even Cad Bane alluded to the fact that, like, hey, you shouldn't be messing around with Boba Fett. He used to work for the Empire. He's a bad dude. And we've seen him kind of atone for all that now. So to see to see Mace come back and to bring up that old grudge inside of him, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Well, and you know what's interesting? The way they had Cad Bane prop up freaking Boba Fett was real interesting as well, because you have to wonder how much ass he's going to kick in the next episode. But without further ado, it is Lael and Chewy73. I'm going to put your super chat back up in a second because Lael just came in here. Dude, man.
What's up, bro?
Oh man. Dude, listen, I was saying, is it possible that it's one of the most epic days in Star Wars history? And I kid you not, dude. And I warned everybody that this is not spoiler free, so they're in here by choice.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Come on, how you feeling? Come on.
I mean, you know what? Literally, like, okay, so I knew Cad Bane was gonna. We knew that. I think pretty much everybody knew Cad Bane was gonna make an appearance.
Yeah. The way he did, though.
Yeah, the way he did was like, I mean, that was cinematic excellence. Like, just to see him walking in the distance, like, that's old Western, like, that's old, outlaw Josie Wells, if anybody's familiar with that. Even tropes from even Kurosawa, bro, to tell you the truth. Ooh. But like literally, that even actually, like, Man Without a Face, like old classic films, like, literally, they have those undertones, and we knew that was going to happen. We knew that we were going to see him. What I was mostly surprised about was not the appearance of him. It was not basically even, knowing what we were actually going to get. Like, I mean, even like, Cobb Vanth showing up. You know what I mean? We knew that, and we talked about this a couple of times, Aries, that we knew that, it was a possibility. There were doubters, but there were possibilities that, that wouldn't happen, but it did. But what surprised me the most, and people can say what they want and they can pick it apart and they can say whatever they want about it, but bro, Disney did such a good job by hiring dude who did that deep fake on Luke. I thought I was looking at Mark Hamill on camera. And I'm pretty sure, like, and if you follow Mark Hamill and the stuff that he was saying today, like, even he couldn't even believe it. Like, he was like, look, I just showed up.
And I didn't even see his comments.
That's all he said. He's like, I just showed up. Right. So they did such a brilliant job with that. It was amazing. I was also surprised to see Ahsoka. That
I know, right?
Ahsoka and literally Ahsoka. All right, we talk about teary-eyed moments. Yeah, the teary-eyed moment was, for me, was Ahsoka and Luke talking and having a conversation, and her saying, "You remind me so much of your father. You're just like your father." Like, bro, that was, you know what I mean? Him saying, "Will I ever see you again?" Here's the thing. Like, we know that this is the book of Boba Fett. We know that up until this particular point, the series hasn't really been cohesive. We know that. We know that, we haven't gotten the Boba that we wanted. And people will say that, you know what, yes, it's more of a Mandalorian show or Mando season 3 or 2 point, whatever you want to name it, than it is Boba. I get that. I'm just entertained by good Star Wars, and a simple fact that we didn't get an entire season that gave us, that was pretty much a letdown. It was a roller coaster. We got episode 1, that was divisive. We got episode 2, great. Episode 3, divisive. Episode 4, okay, we're going in the right direction. 5 and 6 so far have been crazy. So there's nowhere else we can go but up. Yes, there was a slight disappointment that we didn't get a sentence, not even a small sentence from Boba. But you know what? I'm okay with it because the episode, I was still entertained. That was the thing, is I wanted to be entertained. I wanted some nostalgia. I wanted to feel like it was Star Wars. I'm telling you right now, and everybody can say I'm wrong if they want. We're getting another Luke. We're getting a 2-pack of him and Grogu, and we might even possibly get a Luke in R2 with a Grogu.
Yes.
You never know. But I'm telling you,
Mm.
that's going to happen because you have to pay attention to the details.
Yes.
That suit that he had on is totally different.
Totally different.
Yes.
Totally
You
different.
know you're gonna get another
And
one
you
now.
know we're going to actually get that. We're going to get that version. So come on, man. People, and don't feel bad. Don't feel bad that basically that you probably already purchased that Luke, 2-pack or the deluxe version.
Well,
But don't
you still
feel
need
bad
it.
because you'll still basically need that. But I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's going to be a totally different head sculpt because
Yes.
the one that I saw today was perfecto. That
Yes.
took me so far back. I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like, this right here is incredible. In Filoni, we trust. He did a good job. I was so happy with it. So, you know what? Call it what you want. Yes, people are disappointed at the simple fact that the Book of Boba didn't deliver like they wanted to. I get that. I completely understand it. But just enjoy the simple fact that we're getting good Star Wars. Enjoy the simple
Yes.
fact that we're going to get a season 2 of Boba. Maybe that'll be better. We're going to get a season 3 of Mando, which will expand on everything that's actually happened and what we've seen in this particular season, and just live with that. Don't look at everything the negatives. Don't focus too much on the negative. Focus on the positives because that is what fuels us, man. Like, I'm so
Come
happy,
on.
man. I'm so happy with it. I'm happy with what we got, bro. I'm impressed. I was happy all day. I've watched the episode 4 times already. Literally
baby.
4 times because I needed to kind of dissect, especially for like tomorrow's show. I needed to kind of go back and deep dive. I even like going back and looking at the mashups. The like when if you go to YouTube, you can actually look at the mashups of people who actually watched it, the responses. Like, I like doing that. But yeah, I was happy, man. I was so happy because there's so much that we are about to get from just this one episode. So much that we're going to actually get from this episode, and I'm still in the belief. I still believe that we are going to actually see Kira. I believe that if we don't see Kira, there's going to be a mention of Kira, and she might even be the one who hired Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Come on. So listen, I'm putting this up on the screen real quick, brother cousins. If there was ever any question whether they can do a Luke Grogu show with the deep fake technology, I think we have our answer. And I put that up before, Chewy73. Thank you for that super chat. I see the other ones in there. Please smash that like button. Very special Aries Terrington Show. We're going to get into this question. I want to get into the Luke thing again, brother cousins. But go ahead, real quick. Your point.
No, I was just going to say after last week and today, all is forgiven. I really don't want to hear too many people talk about Boba Fett and how to deliver and all that stuff. Look, we got something that we did not expect. This was a gift compared to what we got. I mean, even in the sequels, they killed Luke off. I thought I would never see him again. Yep. And here it is. He's training Grogu.
Yep.
And whipping out the green lightsaber.
Yep.
Come on. I don't want to hear anything bad about the Book of Boba Fett. Didn't deliver this episode better. That doesn't matter anymore.
It's a good point. Both of you bringing up good points on that.
And remember, one of the biggest things about this, though, Aries, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, baby.
The biggest thing is they retconned a lot that was actually in this episode. One is that I would like to know how the hell. Now, people were wondering this, and I was like, there's an obvious explanation. There's a reason. Could be. Because people have to understand something, especially if you read the lore, read the books before it became canon, all that stuff. People were wondering, well, wait a minute, if in the books or earlier on, Yoda, again, we saw in the prequels, he lost his saber. The saber was found in the books and it was destroyed. Okay? So people were wondering, well, how is it that he actually has a new one? Well, what the Jedis do. You lose one, you make a new one. You can. And you also have to remember that Luke or Yoda did face off against a dark Jedi on Dagobah. He did. So, again, that explains certain things. And I was just happy that the simple fact that they brought that in and we got a chance to see that saber. I didn't anticipate that. That was a surprise for me, bro. Yeah, so here's the biggest question. I'm going to ask both of y'all. I just want to know. Brother, cousins, and Aries. Yeah. What do you want to see Grogu do? You want to see him back with Mando, or do you want to see him go with Luke?
I'm going to tell you what I think he's going to do, and I'm going to answer that. First, I'm just going to put Big Dog Pound with the $5 drop. Salute to Aries and Jay, the two-headed crime boss of Boss Espa Syndicate. Listen, and I know I am so slow to the chats. I'm just going to get to Mafia's super chat here. So he put this up before Lael, and Lael in that group as well. But just before you came on here, my friend Ninja Suit, very Master Imwe in the house. All right, so let me give you my thoughts on this. With 119 in here now, let's and listen. I want to tell everybody 121. Lael, 1/6 scale man, is going to have a show tonight at 9:15. It's his say what at 9:15, right, Lael?
Yeah.
You're not going to want to miss this tonight because I know you got a lot to talk about, but you can't tell me you're not going to bring up this freaking episode.
I'm not going to have to. Somebody else is going to do it, bro.
All right, so let me answer your question. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Because of what they're showing with the 501sts, and they're clearly looking to dissect that more, I think he's going to choose the lightsaber. I think he's going to choose that. I don't know. I can actually see him doing both. I don't know how that would happen, and it could be. I like the position that Ahsoka has with Luke because I almost feel like she can be a somewhat of a mentor to him. And I don't know. I feel like there could be a pathway where he could have both. But I feel like at the end of the day, if he just goes with Mando, the whole thing about him thinking back, what happened with the 501st, where did he go? There's no reason he's going to forget it. He's just going to be a Mandalorian. I say he's going to choose Luke because I also feel like the Mando is going to be on his own and not have him at the hip. But that's what I now what I want him to do. I that's what I think is going to happen. What I want him to do is I want him to choose Luke. But I also do want him to see Mando again. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like spilling my coffee. That's my thoughts. Go ahead, Jay.
Well, you got to look at it like this. You show a kid clothes, and then you show them a cool lightsaber. I mean, but then again, you got to look at it like this too. To Grogu, Mando is his father.
Yes.
And you're seeing, and there was even a beat between Luke and Ahsoka where Luke was he was a little unsettled about what should I do, because it seems like he wants to see his friend again. He wants to see his dad, his surrogate dad, really. What do I do? And I guess that's why Luke came up with that choice, the lightsaber or the chainmail. Chainmail, he's a Mandalorian. Lightsaber, he's a Jedi. I think we're going to see, and I mean the person, and y'all can correct me in the chat. You can correct me here if I'm wrong. It's a lot with I know a lot about Star Wars, but then there's also a lot of stuff that when you go into the shows, the animation, some of that stuff I get kind of not lost, but it's a lot to put together. But the person that made the Darksaber was a Mandalorian and a Jedi, correct? That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we may see Grogu turn to that type of side, to do something like that, where he's a Mandalorian and a Jedi. It would be fulfilling another prophecy, a prophecy, if you will. I see that happening. I see him taking that lightsaber. I see him becoming a Jedi, but somehow I see him. He has to get back to Mando. Mando is that's his dad.
Well, and let me bring this to I'm sorry, Jay. Did you have more? I'm sorry.
No, that's it. Oh.
Okay. I want to bring this to Lael. I feel like what Luke said was there's only one way. You either go one way or the other way. I'm not sure that Ahsoka is going to feel necessarily that way, but I'm real interested on your take after you've just heard Jay and my opinion. What do you think is going to happen, Lael? Which way is he going to choose, Grogu?
Well, here's my thing, because they're going to have to. I know what I want, but we know what happens in the future. That's already been documented.
Exactly.
Okay.
Unless they retcon something, I'll just stop there.
Where was he when that school burned down?
So what did Luke tell us about his first pupil? Who was his first pupil? When we actually saw The Last Jedi, who was his first pupil?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
But technically,
it
he's
wasn't
training
Grogu.
Grogu now, though.
he's training Grogu, but who was the first pupil at his school?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
with that basically being said, that's telling us that he's going to go with Mando. Now,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that he's not going to receive a certain amount of training. That doesn't mean also that Luke, because again, whatever Grogu accepts, Luke is going to adhere to. So does that mean that Luke is going to take him back to Tatooine, to Mando, knowing that he's there? You know what I mean? Would he? And then knowing what's actually going to happen, is there going to be like a, you know what I mean, an all-out war and him actually being put in the middle of an actual war? Don't know. But I just think that as much as we would want and think that he's going to go back to Luke, and that's what we would want. I mean, I would definitely want to see that. But look, the ship has already been designed a certain way with a certain compartment.
That's true.
So we already know that, you know
He's
what I
not going
mean?
to put his laundry in the little bubble. Come on.
That's his his co-pilot, you know what I mean? So we already know how that's going to actually happen. So that's going to, again, I mean, who knows? Maybe, like I said, Luke takes him back. Mando says, look, you're safer with Luke. Under these circumstances, you're safer there. So we might just get like a small cameo in this next episode, and you know, Mando realizing that lifestyle doesn't, you know, it just doesn't require or should require, you know, Grogu, even though he's 100 years old, whatever. You know, it shouldn't basically require a kid, you know, at that particular point around that atmosphere. So he might say, look, you're just safer with Luke. You know, I think in the very end, Mando is going to have to be the one to make the right choice. Like he's going to have to be the one that makes that choice. I mean, and the thing is, again, right now Grogu has an attachment, and I think Luke knows that. I think and Ahsoka knows that there is an attachment. There's already an attachment to Mando, and right now at this particular point, it's like, can it be broken? Who knows? Like. You know, I don't know. I know what I want, but it's kind of hard to say because the writing is pretty much now on the wall. So we may not get what we want, but it sure damn well would be nice.
It sure would. Well, you have to wonder, is it possible in any two things, and I'll bring it to you, brother Cousins, and we'll go back to Lael. Is it possible that there could be a way, like you were mentioning before, the Mandalorian who constructed the Darksaber, Jedi, and Mandalorian, right? I mean,
Tar Vizsla, yeah.
Tar Vizsla. So, is there some way? Because Luke looked very concrete. Whether it's Ahsoka or some other epiphany, where it's like you can learn the ways of the Force, and also learn the ways of the Mandalore because it's your specific destiny. A. B. Is it also possible, because there's been a ton of rumors, and look, baby, a lot of them have been coming true. A lot of these rumors. One of them is not in the depth that we think, but in some subtle ways, they're going to retcon some stuff from the sequels, that they're coming out with comic books, things that are going to explain certain things, and they're going to try and fix some things subtly. Could that also be a way to have it go, you know, both ways? Or, you know, what do you guys think?
You know what I believe, honestly, and this is what I was thinking about, because they're paving the way for Mando in a certain, you know, they're kind of painting a picture that's there, that it's not as blurred as they want us to believe it is. But Mando, I think, in a sense, him and Boba, they share something, whereas there's a dependency. They have a dependency on something, whereas they have to, I think they're both on a similar journey, just in different ways. Mando, you know, even when he was told that, you know, he had to leave, that he's Mandalore no more, and the only way that he can actually, you know, possibly be redeemed is for him to go to Mandalore and, you know, find that, you know, his version of Lake Minnetonka and purify himself. But no, I think basically what it looks like to me is that Din Djarin might separate himself from affiliations with anyone, to be quite honest.
I was thinking that too.
I
brother.
think it feels like he might separate himself from being, you know, because and I don't even, and to be quite honest, it's like I feel as though he might not even take on the role, even though he has the dark saber. I don't think he wants that responsibility. I don't think he wants any of that. I think he wants a certain level of dependency, whereas, like I said, his main focus right now is Grogu, is making sure that kid is okay and taken care of, you know, living his life the way he wants to, you know, without restrictions. And I think that he also sees that there's confusion even within the Mandalorian ranks right now. There's so much going on right now. You know what I mean? From us, the viewers, we see it, and we see it within him. So I don't know. I just think that him and Grogu, like his destiny lies with Grogu in a certain capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As much as we,
no doubt.
You know, I just think, and I think even Luke probably sees that, but he still is giving Grogu that choice. So I don't know. We'll see, man.
So you saying that pretty much that they both they're kind of both rebels, right? They're kind of like Grogu probably is, even though he has it. He's a force wielder, but he may not want to be attached to the Jedi life. And then Mando is not kind of falling out of the Mandalorian life and the Mandalorian ways. They're kind of like, I can kind of see that. I can see them coming together as rebels, two rebels to themselves, and just doing their own thing outside of both of those ranks.
Mm-hmm. It just feels like that. It feels like they're both on their own journey. And there's a destiny there. I mean, of course, we're going to actually see it in season 3, which I'm hoping they overtake Mandalore. I hope that's basically where we're going.
Yeah,
I think that's where we're possibly going, but I don't know.
So.
I don't know. I know what I want. Honestly, I do know what I want. And I think everybody wants, you know, Grogu to go with Luke. You know, I was talking to Brendan about this earlier today, because we were talking on the phone about it. Do you think that we could see an entire, or we can actually get, would you want an entire season? And even people out in the chat, I'm gonna ask y'all, do you think that Disney can pull off an entire season of the deep fake Luke in his own his own show? Do you think they can pull something like that off?
No. Personally, I don't think they should do that. I think you choose your spots with Luke. Make him because if you see a constant thing, is no longer special.
Yeah,
he should be used as a plot device, and he's a what's the word I'm looking for? He's an attraction. That's what it is.
It's an attraction. It's like Space Mountain.
Yes.
No, and that's a good point. And just real quick, 6 Scale Mafia in the house with a $10 drop. And I know there's other super chats in there. I'm getting them. I'm going to put them all up, baby. My brothers. All of this current content really should have been episode 7. 5 years after Return of the Jedi, just like the heir to the Empire books. Man, I'm so hyped. 10 by 10 episode. Thank you so much for that, Mafia. You're right. And to answer your question on my side, I kind of agree with Jay. I thought that they would have. Here's the interesting thing, Jay. I'll just bring it up. I really thought that they would possibly have Luke's own show. And I thought that maybe they would go that way with another actor. Yeah. But now you have to wonder. And we were talking about it before Lael came on. This was, in your opinion, and I agree with you, an even better CGI job.
Yeah.
Than they did with Peter Cushing, which I thought was outstanding in Rogue One. I loved Rogue One. So now it looks like I know where they put the money in this series. They clearly, because that stuff isn't cheap. to nail that and have that go in. And I didn't see, like Lael was saying, the stuff that Mark Hamill said today. But I lost it. I lost it, baby, what I saw.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting there watching it, going, what actor is portraying this?
Yeah.
It's like, man, is this Sebastian Stan? I was going to go to the ending credits to see if it was him. I was like, because it looked so damn real.
It was the guy. It was the actual pilot in the last episode.
Was it really?
Yeah, because the pilot in the last episode was the same actor who did the special effects version for the season finale of Mando season 2. It's the same guy. So that was him. He was the same individual we saw who portrayed Luke in this episode as well. So, but the deep fake was on point. Like, it was definitely, they did such a great job. So now we know where it's going. Like, we know where it's going. We know the technology is there. And the thing is, even like, there's still certain things there that are going to be fine tuned. But I think thus far right now, they're killing it, bro.
There was a little like sync. You get to the uncanny valley point of it all when some of the lines are spoken. You can tell. Look deep, and if you look at, and what I noticed, when I looked at it on my iPhone this morning, it was like seamless, completely seamless. When I looked at it on 4K TV, I was getting a little bit of the uncanny valley. It was like I'm looking at a human, but then I'm not. Especially when he started talking. But those things when he's looking directly into the camera, I was like, "Whoa, that's Mark Hamill." A vast improvement from last year. So we're at today. Imagine when they do season 3 of Mandalorian. It's only going to get better. Technology is better every year. It's like a rule. It's like a rule. I forget what the rule. It's a law now. I forget what the law is called, but every year technology gets better. So
better, bro.
It's going to get better next year to the point where you're not even going to see the difference.
Well, so much to discuss here. We're going to continue with this. This is the Aries Terrington Show, a very special Aries Terrington Show. We got some special guests in here. We've got Jay, Brother Cousins Toy Reviews in the house. We have got Leo, 1/6 Scale Man in the Cantina. Wow. And from Alexandros, thank you for the $5 drop there, my friend. It's interesting Luke gave Grogu the choice because even Luke did not finish his training because he chose his friends. And you have to wonder. I feel like obviously Grogu has a different destiny than that Luke had. But I want to stay on the CGI thing because I was blown away. I didn't see it like on the 4K you were talking about that, Jay. But guys, I mean, dude, I don't know how much work went into making it look like that. But literally it had me fooled that it was an actual actor that looked a lot like Mark Hamill, but it wasn't. I actually think Luke can be one of those characters. I don't know how you guys feel. Where he can be on spin-off shows. He could be on the Ahsoka series. He could be on The Mandalorian. He could be in the book of Boba Fett. It could be like, if there was a Lord of the Rings series and you got Gandalf here showing up, you got Gandalf showing up here. You got Gandalf showing up there. I don't know. Do you guys feel like he needs his own series after what you saw today, or if they bring him in?
Who, Luke?
Yeah, as a special attraction. If that's good enough.
As much as the fans want, I think it's going to be a while before we see it. It would be a while before we see something like that. Special appearances, and like I said, I agree. Special appearances in certain shows. That just makes Luke more special. It makes him special. You know what I mean? Giving him his own show, it doesn't take away from it, but it just takes away the magic. Like I would just want to see him appear when he should. You know what I mean? Just come in and out. You know what I mean? He's the new Vader. You know what I mean? We see him, and just for a couple minutes, and then we don't. I would rather actually have that. Unless, like I said, unless they surprise us, unless they, give us a Sebastian Stan and use the technology slightly. But even then, I don't. It's just not something that I think we necessarily need. I think we have enough where we're going right now to lean on. I think it was everything. Life was fulfilled for me when he had that conversation with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. One of the reasons why I would want him to stay, like you said to Aries, that I would want him to stay with Luke a little bit more is because I want to see who got him out of the temple. I really need to see that.
Exactly.
You're gonna get that.
And that's why I feel
need to see that.
You have to wonder. Favreau and Filoni, they probably wouldn't tease us with that and not have a plan to unveil what happens afterwards. How stoked were you guys when you saw those 501st and you saw that flashback and you saw them shooting over there and I like my eyes were opening up and I was just wondering, baby, look, are we going to see who took him out of there? Who exactly rescued him? Dude, Jay, what was your, let me just ask you guys, whoever wants to come in first, because we're just hanging out. Come on. Listen, Jay, what was your thoughts when you saw the 501st blasting, baby? Because I kind of lost it, dude.
I lost it. And like I was saying earlier in the show, I was kind of like taken aback.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fact that I'm like, we're seeing this through a child's eyes. And, no matter him being 50 or whatever, and, a force wielder and all that, this is a kid. He's a baby seeing this, seeing his protectors, his friends. People he trained probably was, beginning his training with just being slaughtered. And then I see the 501st and I'm like, Hot Toys. I know Hot Toys is like, come on, 501st. I know y'all want to try some more 501st.
They were selling high now.
They were selling Hot Toys. Disney know how to do it. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, we're going to see some 501st probably, sell out pretty soon.
If you don't have enough of them, if you already have enough of them right now, they out the door. They gone. They are gone because after the day, that's the thing is like they know it too. And I know Hot Toys was sitting back salivating.
Yes.
Oh God. All right, so let's go through these theories here. This is all fun stuff. Welcome to the Aries Terrington Show. I am the Dark Jedi Aries Terrington, and I'm surfing up all the Star Wars talk along with this fine group of gentlemen in here. And look, we kind of had quite a few moments that look like this morning.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so listen, I want to go through theories. Before you jumped on, I want to skip it to 501st. We got so much to freaking talk about. Who took Grogu out of the temple? Of course, I think that this is a great opportunity. If they're going to bring back, first I'm going to say this. There was a lot of conversation, and Lael, you and I were talking about it, that if they're going to shove things in the last minute, that they have to do it correctly. The way they did in Cad Bane, and I was thinking if these characters are going to come, they were going to have to be on the Pike Syndicate side. Yeah. Clearly, the way they did it with careful detail, they're doing it. Now, because they set up that scene, I agree. It wouldn't have made sense for Mace exactly to show up in here just because of the flashbacks Django has had. But you have to wonder now, Lael. Now that you're seeing those 501sts, it would almost be like, since they're building that storyline, if they wanted to show robes, if they wanted to show a sign that it was Sam Jackson, if they wanted to show him, if they wanted to show a purple lightsaber, maybe that would be a way to bring him back where it makes sense. Someone's got him out of here. I don't think it was one of the Emperor's minions. It could have been.
Do we honestly? Okay.
It's a hard.
Do we think it was Mace?
I think it was Mace.
It was Mace.
You think so?
I think so.
Could be.
Because remember, like, Order 66 took place after
he fell out the window.
I mean, he was a bit wounded. He might have survived, but he was wounded. You know what I mean? So, as much as it would be dope if it was him, I don't think it was Mace.
It didn't have to also be the same day. Who knows what happened in between? I mean, it's kind of a reach, but maybe somebody else, maybe another Jedi hid
maybe help
in the palace or help somewhere, and then Mace came and got him out of there at some point. It could have been
maybe Mace would help with somebody.
Yeah,
like you're saying, Jay.
I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna do it, if they're gonna say it was Mace, I want them to explain it the right way. I don't want that. Don't just shoehorn it in. You know what I mean? I just want it. But if it was Mace, I'm telling you right off the bat, I'd be cool with it. I'd be cool with it. But just do it the right way. Because I don't know if I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love it to be. And if it is, then cool. Bring him in that way. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. At this point, I don't know. I'm just along for the ride, just waiting to see what the results could be.
Let me ask you this, Lale. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would it be plausible to you? Because as you're saying that, I'm starting to think, okay, it's right. It's how would he do it? How betrayed? How much adrenaline would it take? Would adrenaline be enough? Would his drive be enough? Because he was skeptical of Anakin all along. How betrayed he must have felt when he got his arm chopped off and then he got force pushed out the window with the electricity there.
Mm-hmm.
Could he have had enough adrenaline, enough motivation, kind of like a fighter when they get knocked down? They should be knocked out, but they're so freaking motivated. Would that be a selling point where they show what happened? Mm-hmm. And he's so freaking, instead of depression and pain, he's feeling drive, and he dragged his ass, maybe with help with someone, to be able to get him out. Because we don't know. We're assuming that Grogu's looking head on. But notice that they were kind of going at the end, because I watched this again before I came on. They were kind of like, let's move forward. I think they just would have shot little Grogu there. They just would have shot him, and that would have been it. Who knows where he was he seeing it from a ship? Was he seeing it from a transport? Was he seeing it from something else? So let me ask you that. Could Favreau and Filoni do it to where his adrenaline, him being betrayed, could have dragged his butt to do something? What do you think? Would that sell it? Because that's what I'm thinking it'd have to do to sell it to me. That I could imagine. If I was betrayed like that, they'd have to freak. I'd have to be in a coma for me not to drag myself. And the other thing that
I think I guess one of the biggest things that I believe that a lot of people are underestimating how powerful Mace was. He wasn't second in command for no reason, bro.
Right. That's another thing too.
So he's powerful. He's a very powerful individual. How powerful at that point? During that particular point, hell, listen, if
he almost beat the Emperor.
Yeah,
that was neck and neck.
If Maul could be sliced in half and survive down a shaft, then why not? Right. But my thing is, okay, I just think that if he does, I want to see it done the right way. Maybe that was like even last ditch effort, last energy that he had to muster up to get, Grogu out. Maybe he knew about him and knew the responsibility at that point, his destiny or what lied before him, you never know. I don't know. Like, which is interesting because it's crazy because Yoda, him and Yoda were around at the same time, and there was no mention of this Grogu at all. It was crazy as a youngling anyway. But I don't know. I mean, someone even said earlier, like, what if it was Ahsoka the entire time and she just hasn't said anything? You know what I mean? And she's just keeping it to herself. You never know. It could be anybody at this point.
And then it opens up the door to like how away from Ahsoka and all that. So
that's interesting about the Ahsoka theory. Why would she? If we went down that route, and thank you, Popsic, with the $5 drop, is it possible that I pulled a Fabio? And I say, yes, better late than never. But listen, Popsic, look, Fabio's never been late, at least to one of my shows he's booked on. Come on. We gotta stop giving the guy a bad rap. But what would be, I mean, that would be interesting. Why would she do that? Not even tell Luke.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about that though. Ahsoka was mind melding, if you would, for lack of a better phrase, with Grogu at episode 5. So I almost feel like at that point she was Grogu was communicating to her
Mm-hmm.
that he was rescued from the Jedi Temple during Order 66. So unless she was trying to throw Mando for a curveball, which she could have been, I actually think that she's probably as surprised to hear about that as them. I say that only the higher Jedi, maybe Yoda and Mace, the two high ones, knew about Grogu and the potential that he had. And you brought up a good point before, Jay. I don't know what your thoughts were when you were saying that Yoda said that there is another, because there is two things. At Return of the Jedi, when Yoda left into the netherworld, or the when the blankets fell, there is another Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then Luke then asked Obi-Wan, Yoda spoke of another, and he said the other spoke of as your twin sister. But you bring up a great freaking point, Jay, because I'm putting it together now as we're going into the show. And Empire Strikes Back, he said, no, that boy was our only hope. No, there is another. So I don't even think Obi-Wan freaking knows about Grogu. I bet you it would just be the two High Council members. What do you guys think about that? I mean, it's possible that they already have this written out that Yoda knew about Grogu. And you should know about it. It's a species, and they're rare.
I mean, to us watching it, have been watching Star Wars forever, I think it's a retcon. It would be a retcon, but it'd be a good one. It'd be a good retcon. But yeah,
plausible one.
Yeah, he could have been talking about, like Leo said, both of them were around at the same time, and there was no mention in that time.
No mention at all.
No mention at all. But
here, look, Tamora Morrison is promising that this last episode is going to be amazing. Both him, they are basically they're promising that. I mean, now when he was even talking about this final episode is going to be incredible. The last episode. So there's a lot that they can actually squeeze in. I'm hoping they make it longer. I'm not really sure, but
yeah,
there's a lot that they can actually squeeze into this episode. I do want that revelation, though. I want to know who got him out. I do want to know. And considering the simple fact that right now they told us that everything is going to tie itself together, we know that, Boba is still wounded. And even I didn't think about this before, when Win was talking about, when for the last time we saw Boba in the back of the tank and he got out and it, let him know he was completely healed. And she said, what about the wounds, in the inside? A lot of us might have been thinking it was damaged, but when she's talking about wounds, it's the hurt that he carries. It's the anger, the frustration that he carries from the past. And the only person that can help him get rid of that and to give him some clarification is Mace, to be quite honest. Because that's the only, what they tell us to do all the time. We have to face our fears, face the source of our frustration, anger. We have to face those things in order to get the clarity and the peace that we seek. So the only way that he can actually get that is to face Mace, is for Mace to give him that clarity and give him an explanation. Not even so an explanation as to why he did it, but why he felt the need and why he felt as though, in the first place, why Boba basically feels that he needs that clarity, and why Mace may wonder why he feels as though he's the only person that can give it to him. You know what I mean? Because if you're looking at it from a certain standpoint, he was the person who ended his father's life, but he did it in a way that, you know what I mean? What was Mace's motto? He's too dangerous to keep alive. You know what I mean? That was always his motto. If it's too dangerous, if it's somebody he can actually see as a threat,
that's right,
then we have to end that person. You know what I mean? Maybe he lets Boba know that the person that you're following wasn't who you thought he really, really was. You know what I mean? Maybe, Mace is the only person that can give him that. But again, we never know. I mean, I don't know. There's so much that has to be explained, but I'm just going to wait until this next episode because I'm already over the moon about this one. I did not know that Rosario was going to be in this episode.
I know, right?
I had no idea.
Yeah,
people who know me know that I am a super duper fan of Rosario Dawson. So, even she, you know what? If anything, she keeps her mouth shut, bro. She doesn't give
Yes,
any
she
hints
does.
of
Yes.
anything. She doesn't tell you anything. She doesn't throw anything out there. She just keeps it moving. Like, that's how dope she is about it. And that's what I can't. And that even more, I can't wait to see the Ahsoka show itself. But yeah, I
How
mean,
about the figure?
all right. Oh, that figure already paid off. It'll be here soon. I cannot wait. Once it releases, I am all in. But yes, look, it's just a good time right now, man. I'm having such a great time right now, man, with all of it, where we're at with Star Wars, and that, we are getting that feels. We're getting all the feels that we want. And there's so many questions that we need answered, man. But one of the biggest things, and the questions that nobody, and here's the thing, we're having this discussion, but not once have we talked about Boba.
No, we haven't. It's a good point.
Well, one thing about Boba, and just to go back on him and that whole thing about dealing with his father's death, dealing with Django's death and everything, I think it's fair to say that he's kind of turned over a new leaf since being with the damn it, what's the name of those people? The
Tusken Raiders.
Tusken Raiders, thank you. Since being with them, he's turned over a new leaf. So he's I think this is a way different Boba Fett than what we got in the original trilogy. Way different. I mean, in every way. And I know some people that probably swayed some people's opinion of the show as well. But regardless, we're looking at a new Boba that's kind of turning over a leaf, even though he's a crime boss.
Hold
I don't
on,
know
let
if you
me
can see that. What does it say?
let me pull it up. I could let me blow you up here. This
Hold up. Let me make it.
put this right up, Darth City.
Hold on. Let me see. Because it did clear up. There it go. Hold up. Oh, come on, man. You just showed it. It was this clear. Hold on. I'm getting used to this camera, so you gotta.
No problem. I see Ahsoka there.
It says shipping soon, and this is this is on Sideshow site.
What?
Yeah.
If you go to this, this is the mailer that I got, and it says shipping soon.
What?
It says shipping soon.
Get out of here.
Well, I actually heard that. I was talking to Dante about this. That in Hong Kong, that their store, that they're actually opening back up, that they're only off for a week, and that they're back moving next week on Tuesday. You have to
be
wonder.
surprised.
Yeah. And let me just pull this up real quick here from Darth City. Thank you for the drop, my friend. 109. I think they have saved Boba for the last episode because a butt kicking he will do is going to be that insane. Yeah, I love the way Cad Bane kind of propped him up about how tough he was. So let me ask you guys this. Look, because we've got so much more to dissect. Is it possible that we're barking up the wrong tree? I do believe Sam Jackson's coming back.
Yeah.
And I do believe it was Mace. What would you guys say if it was actually a bad guy that actually that took Grogu away? What would you guys say when you have Obi-Wan and Yoda taking Leia and Luke and hiding them from Anakin? What would you guys say if there was a plot twist and Anakin took Grogu? Because, he was very quick to want to betray the Emperor with Luke, because they join me and we could destroy the Emperor. It's like, okay, he's not really his best buddy in the world. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. What if it was a bad guy? What if it was Anakin? Come on, baby.
It reminds me of the memes. I don't know if you ever seen the memes on Instagram where it's like they show a picture of Anakin and there's another picture of Grogu and it says, "Hey Grogu, don't show up for school tomorrow. I always liked you."
I mean, you never know. He kept saying, listen, guys, listen. Yeah. He kept saying, "My new empire." He was probably wanting to learn, how do I heal Padme, and once I understand how to cheat death, I'm gonna kill you just like you killed Darth Plagueis the Wise. And by the way, I got my apprentice ready. I don't know, just a thought.
I don't know because he was so reckless and had no care. He gave no F's when he went in there
No,
and
he
destroyed and killed all of those younglings, man. Like literally, like he
even
had
killed
no.
Fett, In the-
Yeah, bro. Like he had like there was zero. So I don't know. It's tough for me to basically think that it was Anakin. I mean, because that I don't know. I don't because
That'd be some plot twist, though, wouldn't it? And it would tie into this freaking upcoming series, the Obi-Wan series. You're going to be
So-
like, what the hell?
what if but that's not saying that couldn't be that couldn't happen. Like, Anakin rushes in and tells everyone to stop and, takes Grogu out and, who knows. Or he could take him out with the intent, like you said, to change him eventually. I don't know. Again, it's tough. It's tough. At this point, it's tough to basically see, but I think it has to make the most sense. It has to be something that's going to really, really, really make the most sense. So I don't know. We'll see.
Wait a second. I just thought about something. Wasn't there a youngling that was Yoda's species, but was a little older than Grogu? Maybe I'm making it up, but I swear I seen that.
You saw it?
Maybe I'm getting confused somewhere. It's been some years since I watched the prequels, but I swear there was another youngling that wasn't Grogu, but that was another species like Yoda. That was I don't know if Yoda is about 50. This kid could have been, I don't know, 300. He was a youngling, but he was older than Grogu. He wasn't a baby, more like a kid. But I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I don't know. But I swear that happened. I don't know. Somebody in the chat found that information. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear they did.
Well, listen, with 141 in here, let's go ahead and smash that like button, baby. It is the Aries Terrington Show. I have got my special guest, Leo, from 1/6 Scale Man in here. We've also got Jay from Brother Cousins in here. Come on. And we are talking one of the most epic days in Star Wars in recent memory. And I actually think in history. I'm putting this up, and maybe the Man of Hot will actually jump in here a little bit later. What if Bail Organa saved Grogu? Come on. Bail Organa helped save the other two. Listen, Bail Organa's coming. Bail Organa's coming, baby. Good to have Man of Hot live in the chat. Look, I got to ask you guys this, because I want to get into what Lael was saying before about what Ming-Na Wen and Tamora Morrison were saying about the payoff, because to me this was the payoff. So what they can do even better than this episode is quite beyond my capacity to quote C-3PO. Dude, Cad Bane with freaking Cobb Vanth. First of all, Timothy Oliphant, absolutely off the charts with this episode. But look, dude, I'm telling you right now, Lale, there's no way. And Brother Cousins and I were talking about this before. We were just talking about everything. There's no way he's dead. I think they hit.
Oh no, no, he's not dead.
No,
he's not dead. He's not dead. His deputy's dead.
His deputy's dead.
His deputy's dead. He took that L. Like he's gone.
He shot him a couple of times.
Like because he didn't listen. Just stay in. Like literally, if you see somebody who looks like that, you know it's trouble. Myself, I'm like, hey, boss, you got that? You got this? And I'm going inside. Like literally, like, and who knows? Like, I mean, that's the thing is like, I don't. Yeah, he's not dead. He's definitely not dead.
No, and you know he's gonna want another go at it because you know he's a competitor. You know he's a badass marshal, and I don't know if he had like mithril. Maybe he had some type of laser-proof vest or bulletproof vest. He could have, because he said it was a bad time to have your armor. But I almost felt like he hit him there. He got kind of knocked out, or he's laying on purpose. He realizes I don't got this guy here. I think he's going to be fine next week.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to be in that battle, Jay.
Yeah, I think we see him get some armor. That's what I think we see. Maybe not man.
Really?
Yeah,
but he's gonna get some armor. He's gonna get something.
All right, so explain that to me. How would that work? He could probably get the armor. I mean, I guess he could. You know, the armor wouldn't give it to him unless this is the way.
Yeah.
He knew the way. How would he get the armor? Because I was thinking that too. What do you guys think? I really did. I thought he would get new armor.
Boba and them got a lot of credits and they got money and stuff. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they can find somebody to fashion them some, not best. I don't know if it'll be Beskar, but maybe something. I see them get something and for him to take another crack at it or join in because, but right now they really don't. Do they need them? I mean, they got muscle.
You would have to wonder if that would open up some story or give you an idea into Din Djarin's mindset. Because I do think Lael's right. I almost feel like he's going to say, screw you guys. I'm going to go on my own. I'm not joining any faction. If Din Djarin agrees that Cobb Vanth deserves armor, he can wear it like Bo-Katan. He can wear it like Costco Reeves. He can wear it like Axe Wolves. He can wear it like Boba Fett. That gives you some insight as to maybe where Din Djarin is going to go in season 3. What say you guys? That's interesting. Just right there, just him putting on armor and him not having a problem with it. I mean,
I don't know.
It's their religion, so it's
that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. It's still tough because as much, of course, Mando he still believes in that creed. Like, regardless of whether or not he wants to align himself with anyone.
I would lose my shit, single songwriter. Look what he just wrote there.
That would be crazy.
I don't know. What do you think about that, guys? Come on. Is he onto something, the songwriter?
Either that or he gives him the holiday armor.
Dude, here's my problem with that single songwriter. I feel like, would Boba Fett lose his identity if he actually gave him the armor and got new armor? Because we look at Boba Fett, it looks like Boba Fett. He has his regular green. He has the armor that we know him by.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's.
I don't know. It's you know what? It's hard. It's a hard thing to call right now.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
I can't. Like, literally, I have really no stake in speculations right now because the only thing that we knew and that we were right about is that we would see Cad Bane again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. We knew that we were going to see him in some capacity because he was on Tatooine. It made the most sense. Because if anything, like anything that happens in Mos Espa is going to happen all around Tatooine. So the Pikes have a stake there. Spice mining. That's what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So it made sense for him to be there. And for Mando to let him know what affects one affects the other. But anything else, I didn't see none of this coming. Like, literally, I didn't see half the stuff. I didn't. Now, I mean, it was. I really didn't think that we would actually see Luke in this episode. I didn't. I was one of the ones that didn't think we would. Even though they set it up that way, I was like, well, maybe they might save that until, Mando season 3. But now that they did it, I guess it makes sense, that they kind of got that out of the way. But I don't know. I can't speculate on anything right now. I really can't.
No, I didn't expect them to bring Luke and Grogu into this series like that at all. I actually did expect. I called that an ending credits that they would try and promote the Mandalorian season 3 and show Luke and Grogu to get people to watch it. I had this is just beyond the imagination that they would actually put it. This is, like you guys were saying, supposed to be a show about Boba Fett. But to Lael's point, I'm just enjoying great Star Wars content right now. You're getting no complaints from the Dark Jedi here. Let me ask you guys this, because what next week? If this isn't a payoff, because literally, I think you guys both agree. We talked about it on here. For me, what they showed about Order 66, what they showed with Grogu, what they showed with Luke meeting Ahsoka, what they unveiled about that relationship there. We didn't even talk about R2-D2, one of the greatest Star Wars icons. We got to talk about that a little bit because they actually gave him some screen time. Yeah. And they had interaction. That was the best interaction Din Djarin ever had with a freaking droid, by the way.
That was incredible.
How do they top this next week? What is the payoff? Did Tamora Morrison maybe not on set for this episode?
How do they top it?
How do they top it? How do they top it?
All out war. Bring us the let's see again. I keep saying this. Bring us Forlorn, IG. Bring us Bosk. You know what I mean? Bring us the old, like make it a Magnificent Seven type of atmosphere. You know what I mean? Bring us some of those bounty hunters that we actually want to see. More muscle, like literally. How do they top it? Bring Luke into the fold. Mainly bring him back because he's bringing Grogu back. They've been having these rumors that we would see Han Solo again. Maybe a reunion. Not even a reunion, but just us seeing Han Solo and Luke together.
Oh, man, you just hit it. You just hit it. You just hit it. You're a prophet, my man. You just hit it. It came out of your lips. Manahot the slave Leia outfit. Come on, baby. Come on. All right, so listen, Lale, you're on to something with Manahot in there. Look, if Han shows up, which there's a strong rumor that he did, that he is. We all know about the IMDb, whatever the heck that is, all the movie stats, and everything like that. And I've been hearing this rumor before. If Han and Chewie show up, but you guys bring up a good point that maybe Grogu directs Luke, please bring me to Tatooine. He's already now involved, Luke, in what's going on there. Han shows up. Is it possible, and with this great deep fake technology, that there is whether they're using Billy Lord, that we see Carrie Fisher, Han, and Luke in a moment together? Is that the biggest payoff? Biggest moment in history?
If they did something like that, if they do something like that, the internet, the world will lose their mind, because what have everybody been talking about? The biggest disappointment is that we didn't get the big three in the sequels.
That's right.
That we didn't get the Trinity in the sequels. If they did something like that, I'm telling you, that would be a finale to end them all, like straight up. Like literally that would. And if Boba just walks over to Han and goes, "My bad, brother."
Oh my God. Look, I want to go a step further. I want to go a step further. Guys, Billy G. Williams. Come on. If they could do it with him, they've got a Lando series that they need to start promoting.
I'm just going to say this.
Brother Cousin's been missing for a minute.
I may know something, but
Brother Cousin's been missing for a minute. They got the deep fake nothing. They can put like a little.
Come on.
Yo.
Brother Cousins, you left us.
I'm saying. I mean, hey, it's possible. It's possible. It's highly possible. It can happen. You can't. Hey, you can neither confirm or deny. I get it.
Nope.
Listen, if they did that, can you imagine Lando Calrissian, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker?
I don't know if we see if we see the Falcon roaming over Mos Espa and land. Yeah, I mean it'd be a party at that point. If we see that, and if we see that followed by an X-wing, it'd be a party. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know. Anything could basically happen if they say, like, you know what, this is the finale that we're going to give you, and then we're just going to leave it at that. I don't know. That would be huge.
That would be amazing.
273, Brother Cousins is under a huge NDA. Yup. See, there you
go. Look, man, just thinking about, as you were saying something about Han, I was putting together that if you're right, and because Luke, Luke's first student was Ben.
Yeah.
Who's gonna drop Grogu off? And right at the same time, probably Luke gets involved, especially if Han's there, something to do, with the Pike Syndicate or something going on. Holy crap! Moment. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, dudes. I mean, I'm smiling because I literally, until I'm talking to you guys, except Mace or except just Han showing up, I don't know how you top this episode. Well, honestly, we were talking last week. Let's be real. And I was on your Uncivilized Scoundrels.
Yeah.
And there was some concern. Could the show turn things around, Leo? Could it turn around, Jay? Could it actually turn around?
I think it already has from a certain point of view. Like a certain point. I think it has from a certain standpoint. I just think that people, you know, there's still a lot of salty people when it comes to Boba, which I completely understand. But I just think that we need to kind of let that go. We need to let the past and those episodes go. I know people won't. I mean, look, and they have a right to stick to it, especially because they love the character. But let it go and just move forward and just look forward to where. Because there's, put it this way, Filoni and Jon Favreau have done this for a reason. There's going to be a payoff, but they've done it for a reason. And they know that it was a risk. They knew that this was going to be a huge risk to do it this way. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out, man.
I think two things. I think this is what happened. Honestly, I think they were making the Book of Boba. I think two. It's even two. I have two theories. My first theory is this: that they were making the Book of Boba Fett. They started off making. I think Cad Bane was always going to be like the lead protagonist or like the lead bad guy, whatever. I already think that was going to be the big, you know,
yeah.
That was going to be the big moment right there. But I think during the course, because remember, these people, when they're working on these shows, they have screenings and people see all this stuff before the mass audiences ever see it.
Yeah.
So they probably did a screening and was like, and Disney probably went back and said, you know what? We ended the last Star Wars show with Luke coming in the X-Wing, R2-D2, and everybody turned into little kids again. We need some of that magic. So they probably took what they had for Mando season 3 and probably fast-tracked some of those episodes and merged it in with Book of Boba Fett. That's what I'm thinking they did. I'm thinking they did that because they was like, okay, what you got for Book of Boba Fett is good, but Disney probably was like, you know what? I don't think it's strong enough. Let's really blow it over the top.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Or they could have shot a lot of these episodes. And if you look at how some of these episodes are landing, some of them don't necessarily have to be in the order we're seeing them in. They could have been all over the place.
That's a good point.
Because some of this seems kind of reactionary too, in a good way. Where they were looking at the first couple 4 episodes, it was like, okay, people are talking trash. They feeling it, but they not feeling it. It's a little divided. We don't need to go back to where we were 2-3 years ago with the sequels. Fast track those episodes with Luke. Get that in the Mandal. Bring them in right now. Bring those in, and they brought those episodes in. That's what I think kind of happened because a lot of this does seem reactionary, but in a good way.
Yeah.
What do you guys thoughts?
Well, 6 scale 501st. Thank you for the $2 drop, my friend. I'm seeing rumors of Barriss Offee being the one who saved Grogu. Look, I mean that is possible. It could be, it could be Barriss. I mean, personally, I think, I think if they use the opportunity for a big name that not only we know, but maybe casual fans know, that may be an opportunity to bring somebody in. But they could go this way, Leo. I don't know what you think about this.
What, with Barriss?
Yeah.
I mean, they could. It would be sort of redemptive. I mean, it could happen. I can't. I want to say something, but I just can't because I don't know. I have no idea. Like everything else that I thought so far would happen, certain things have happened. You know, two things that I knew was going to happen is that we were going to see Cad Bane and we were going to actually see Cobb Vanth. You know what I mean? Yeah, we were going to see Cobb Vanth. We knew that, but what's going forward? I mean, I had no idea about Luke. Literally, I had no idea about Ahsoka. Like that came out of nowhere either, and it was a pleasant surprise. I really didn't, and I certainly had no idea that we were gonna lose the beautiful specimen of Jessica Biel as a Twi'lek.
Yeah,
let's talk about that. Come on, man, that hurt my heart. That hurt my heart. I wanted to see her more. I did not want to see her go.
Yeah, that kind of Yeah,
I did not want to see her go. I did not want to see that. I didn't want to see that get blown up. I was like, it was so much potential. Come on, man. Like literally. But I think that something had to happen for us to know the extent that the Pikes would go through to kind of make a statement.
That's a good point too.
And that's just what happened. And actually, now they know it's going to piss Boba off even more because he swore to protect them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and I think this could be the plot device, one of the biggest devices that pushes Boba over the edge. Like, oh, okay, now y'all playing around. Now, I think I've given it too much. I've laid back too much. Now we need to,
because they're not respecting him. They don't respect him. They're not respecting his game.
Yeah. About Future, I hope she's not. I hope she's not. All
right, so Leo, brother cousins. If Boba in the final episode kicks butt because of the reason, like you're saying, or other reasons, or don't forget, Cad Bane really did, and he looked serious. He was, really, really did pump him up. If he kicks butt like he did in episode 6 and comes of age, does that redeem his badassery from this whole season? And I mean episode 6 of Mandalorian season 2, episode 6, that one.
I mean, yeah, but I know some people may feel that it's a little too late. But I mean, for me it would. It's not hard to please.
Do you think he's going to stay on the throne? Do you think he just wants to be a Michael Corleone crime boss? Or do you think that something's going to happen that's going to be like, you know what? I was meant to kick ass.
I think he could be both. I literally think he can be both. You know what I mean? He could be the Texas Texas Walker, the Texas Ranger, Texas Ranger. He can actually be that, man. Because I mean, come on, man. I mean, they know what we need to see. They know what we want to see. They know what the obvious is. So, I mean, to not give us that, it would be a disservice to the character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need to see it. You can't go an entire season of this, this entire season without giving us something. You know what I mean? An inkling of what's to come when it comes to this character, man. You can't do that. You can't.
You know, another thing I think, and I was just thinking about this. I think this show could have used more than 7 episodes. I think it was a lot they were trying to tell within 7 episodes.
How long was this one? Dude?
45 minutes?
How long do you think the next one's going to be? I think it's going to be an hour, maybe more.
Yeah, maybe about an hour.
They have to. It has to be.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot they have to put in, right?
Yeah.
There's more of a story that they have to tell. You're right.
I mean, all right. So who in the world shows up next week? I'm talking about bounty hunter wise, because we haven't seen Bosk yet. We haven't seen Dangar yet. We haven't seen IG-8 yet. We haven't seen some stuff. But the way that they brought in Cad Bane, you talk about not shoving it in, brother cousins. They did it. We talked about this at the beginning of the show. He comes out of the saloon. He's kind of like, he feels it in the air. He's kind of like he could sense that presence like we were talking about. And the slow walk up. And then we're starting to see, could it be? It is brilliant. How do they bring in Bosk? Is he just like there now next? I guess they opened the door that the Pikes maybe have more than just Cad Bane on their side. Do they have? Is Bosk on their side? Is that how he's coming in? I don't know. What do you think?
I see it like that. I don't see them partnering up with Boba Fett. I don't, because they're like other bounty hunters. Why would they work with them? I mean, that's just in my opinion. I can see the Pikes hiring them. That would make I think that makes I think that's more. I think that would be better, interested in better writing if they do that. I think that's where it happens.
Well, because with all this hoopla we're talking about, and we're excited, obviously, if they bring in Han Solo, I will say though, I would be a little bit, I don't want to say let down with everything that they've done. Because they could have ended the series today, and I'm just being honest with you. I really could have.
Yeah.
But how do you have a book of Boba Fett and don't have Bosk? I guess is what my question really is.
Yeah.
Is it possible that we actually don't see Bosk? Because people I asked that earlier this week, and they were saying it's not possible. But now with one episode left, I'm starting to wonder.
I don't know.
I do think we're gonna. I
mean,
really think that
for everybody, I mean, especially for them to know that the fans are clamoring for this. They want it. You know what I mean? They want to see the bounty hunters. They want to actually see them in rare form, especially some of the ones we've never got to see. You know, you've only read about. You know what I mean? We've never got to see them in live action. You know what I mean? On, you know, of this magnitude.
Orlon, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about key characters. No Dengar at all. No Bosk.
Yeah.
No Forlorn. You know what I mean? No, come on, man. Like, literally, like, these... It's interesting. It's really interesting. Unless they just give us this one huge climactic battle. And they have time to do it. They definitely have time to do it. And I'm all in for it.
This episode, like we said, was only about 45 minutes long, and that's with credits and everything. Mm-hmm. And they got a lot done.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot done. Real quick, guys. And Jay, you have to wonder, are they going to do this?
We've got an emergency interruption from the Hot Toys Wizard. Transferring this message to Aries now. Well, what's happening? What's happening? It looks like I've transformed into Page Strick this time. And man, he's really got messy hair. But, it looks like the message is transferred to Aries before I turn into Page Strick. So, you'll have to ask him for the information, because I can't give it like this. I don't know, it's not presentable at all. But you have to wonder.
How rude. How rude. An interruption from the Hot Toys Wizard. So look, we're going to talk about that before we end this episode. And then, of course, tonight, everybody who's in here, we got 140. You do not want to miss Say What? With the man right here, Lael, 1/6 scale man. It's going to be an epic show tonight. You absolutely don't want to miss that on his channel. This coming up here on Wednesday. But look, before we end the show in a little bit, we're going to talk about a couple of those. The Hot Toys Wizard helping us spill some coffee here today. And don't forget, that was actually Page Strick from the great Page Strick channel. He's been on the panel here and many panels before. Is it possible you should subscribe to Page Strick? And I say yes. Just type in Page Strick, go to the video description here, baby, and hit on it and subscribe to him. You got to make him feel good anyway, because we all know that sometimes there's some after effects when the Hot Toys Wizard takes on your likeness. Come on. I feel like the Hot Toys Wizard's been taking on the likeness of Favreau and Filoni, what we've been getting here, boys and girls. And I want to put this up. And this one, I'm going to try and go to this screen and kind of so we can at least see our faces. Chewie, I'm going to answer this. Thank you for the $13.99 drop. Remember Ahsoka died. Okay. Ezra used a world between worlds. I keep forgetting that. To save her. There's a timeline where she wasn't alive to help the Mandalorian. Without her, Dark Troopers kill everyone and take Grogu. Thoughts? Okay. Thank you for the drop. I'm going to take that off. It's an excellent point. Jay, you go first on that. What is your thoughts on this? It's interesting. There were rumors. And of course, if you watch Star Wars, Meg, if you watch Mike Zero, if you see some of the stuff on there, that the world between worlds, that there is some type of timeline twist that they're using that they haven't unveiled yet. And they're going to unveil with this Ahsoka series as to why things are different, that we're actually at a different timeline. I find it unplausible, but I actually do find it plausible. I think that they possibly can do this depending on if they show something with Ezra here and Ahsoka in the Ahsoka series. I mean, is this something that we're really not considering and that we should consider?
I think it's possible, but I also think it's a little bit. I think what what's going on with Marvel right now, that would be a little redundant to pull that right at this moment, because you're kind of seeing that with Marvel right now. So, and I think you'll also lose a lot of the, how can I say, the traditional Star Wars fans that are just now getting into the clones, that don't even know that these things can even, even happen. People that are not familiar with like Clone Wars, Rebels, and the rest of the series, and even some of the books, there's a lot of people that's just into the movies and now some of the shows. So I think that maybe going over people's heads a little bit doing that, and maybe like, what are they talking about? Because even the whole thing of force healing, when I saw that in Rise of Skywalker, I was like, what is and then I started reading, and then I had friends who was like, no, that is a thing. That is definitely a thing. So I don't think they should pull that right now, but is it possible? Could they do it? Yes, but I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon.
Lale?
Yeah, I don't think that that's going to be the plot device that they use right now, because it'd be too much.
Yeah.
It's good though. I mean, in theory.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if they'll actually use it right now. I mean, the thing is, like, they have this planned out. They have it planned out a certain way. Again, I just kind of threw all my speculations out the door. Like, it's hard because
it's so hard.
because it's really, really hard. But everything is leaning towards either Mace or someone else. You know what I mean?
Harrison Ford or both.
Or both. You know what I mean? Everything's leaning towards that. So it's kind of hard to really, to decipher what's in store. That's what I'm just waiting for next week. Like, literally, I am. I'm just relishing in the moment of the glory that we got with this episode. And hopefully what we'll see next week will just be even something more. To be a crescendo. It'll just be the grand finale of them all. Like, literally. I'm hoping it's like an Avenger level type of thing that we get with this next episode.
Yeah.
It's funny because people have brought that up before at an Avenger level type thing. And I'll be honest with you. Now that you said that, Lale, I actually feel like it looks like it's culminating. That actually it can be that way, which is why I think it'll probably be. I think episode 5 was about an hour long. I think this one will be an hour long. I think the first episode of The Mandalorian season 2 was about an hour too, where we first saw Cobb Vanth. I actually could see that. I don't know what you think, Brother Cousins, but I really do think this can be going down to like a big Marvel type of shebang here.
I think that's what we're in store for, and I think the possibility of seeing a deep faked version of Harrison Ford as Han Solo is very big, really possible of happening. I mean, honestly, look at it like this: Harrison Ford, we know he didn't want to play the character no more, but yet he came back in Rise of Skywalker. So, and let's be honest, this would be kind of like, I mean, I know that he probably has to be on set to do a couple of things, do some voice work and even do some mocap work or whatever, but it's light work for him. He doesn't have to put on the boots. He doesn't really have to be on screen to do it. He just has to probably give them some mocap stuff, put the little dots on his face and do all that stuff. It's very minimal. And I'm sure if he did do that, they backed the Brinks truck of money up for him to do that. But I think it's possible that we'll see that. I mean, if they're selling it like this, I mean, compared to what we got today, I mean, I don't even know how. The thing that's crazy about this, how can you top today? Seriously, how do you top that? Besides Millennium Falcon, Han, Chewie, Luke, and them, and my camera went out. But y'all can still hear me, so how do you top it?
But I mean, that's what they're telling us. They're telling us that they are going to top it. They're telling us that this next episode is going to be amazing. So I don't know. We'll basically see. We'll see what happens. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to see where it's going to actually go. I can't wait. I definitely can't wait. And you're right. Like, how do they top everything that they squeezed into this episode? Look, last week we marveled over last week's episode. This week was like, damn, like, what do we got here? Next week, it's just going to be like, wow. I won't be surprised if Aries just sends me a video of him crying, like literally just in tears, crying with his
I
coffee
swear to
shaking
God,
in his hand.
I cried twice today.
I believe it. I believe it, bro.
I did.
Hey,
And
I
I
believe it.
I texted my wife and told her. Then she called me, and she knows I get real emotional about this.
Yeah.
I told all three of my daughters, and they're going to be watching it tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm real excited, for them to see that. I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the thing. I want to be real honest with you guys. And before we, get into just a couple of is it possibles here, because I think these are kind of no brainers now.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like I don't need Harrison Ford next week. I don't need Mace Windu next week. If they just have this battle and we get more, but I feel like we're going to. But I'm being dead serious. This could have been they could have left me on a cliffhanger with this, and I could have been wanting more. Because I don't even know what they could put in the after credit scene now.
Yeah.
did. Mace.
I'm almost thinking that's maybe where it belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think you're onto something, Lael, though, when you were kind of talking. I do think it's an opportunity, and maybe the only opportunity to, if they brought in Billy Lord, to have Leia, Han. I really feel like that they could I don't know. Is it the only opportunity, or is it maybe the golden opportunity to make it happen? You got Luke has a reason to drop Grogu off if he chooses that way.
Yeah.
Han's rumored to be in there.
Yeah.
Is it possible that it makes sense?
It would make sense that they all reunite on Tatooine. And the thing is, like, well, here's the thing, like, except for a Force ghost, Leia was never on Tatooine. We never seen her on Tatooine. You know what I mean? So, it would be, it would be good to actually see them all, because we didn't get it in the sequels. We didn't actually get we didn't actually get them reuniting in the sequel. We only got two. We got both Leia and Han. That was it. But we didn't get all three of them.
And that was a sin.
And that was definitely a sin. That's what people wanted. Like, so I don't know. Like, it makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense. It really, really makes no sense. I just know that Cad Bane will be mine once he's released, and that pre-order his. I'm just gonna buy him. Like, he will be mine, because that's incredible. What they did, that was you know what, they could have easily went south with this and made it and not got it. They maybe couldn't have gotten it as right as they did. It could have just been horrible, but it was, oh man.
He was scary.
It was that slow walk through the sand, like that slow walk that we actually saw, dust kicking up around him, and Vanth telling everybody to go inside. I was like, yeah, this is a Western. This is the feels.
Oh man, they nailed it.
This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Yeah.
Is this? Look, okay, we're gonna go, but we're gonna stay on it. Okay, so I'm gonna go into one of my favorite segments that we do on the Aries Terrington Show when someone is on. Very special today because we have two guests on the Aries Terrington Show. And the segment called Is It Possible? And really, is it possible? We got an interruption from the Hot Toys Wizard. And he did unveil to me some things that are going to happen in 2022. So is it possible that real quick, fast, in a hurry, an announcement for Star Wars Hot Toys is coming that is going to look, well, let me go ahead and make sure that I share the screen first, because I don't, where is it? There it is. Here we go.
While you pulling that up, Max Geekdom, thank you for reminding me, because I did forget about the simple fact that she was in a slave Leia. Well, actually, when she came in to free Han, so she was definitely there. So yeah, it makes sense for all of them to reunite. So thank you for letting me know. He got my back. So Thank you for letting me know. I forgot all about it. Like I said, it's so much going on that you forget about.
So much going on,
yeah.
baby. It's so easy. But look, guys, I've been calling this for a while that we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
With the head sculpt, you don't put this out without it.
Yeah.
Do we get it now?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get it. Absolutely. We're definitely gonna get it.
We'll probably
come on, like everybody's been saying. If we got Axe Wolves, yeah, we're gonna get this
next week.
Next week. I think it's got to be next week, especially if they are only taking the week off for the Chinese New Year. I'm actually a little surprised, Leo, that we actually didn't get this dropped, over the last couple of days to go with this episode. Maybe it actually makes sense. Could they have this on a time drop on their Facebook where they're off, but they could set the pictures in there and they could just be like, hey, they already told Sideshow you could put this up on pre-order. I mean, it wouldn't. I definitely, if they don't have it on timing, it's got to be next week if they're back. It makes no sense to hold off on it now.
I don't know. I mean, they're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be done. I do believe it's gonna be done before, like someone said, by the end of by next week, we should see it. I believe that. But it's coming. We know it's coming. We definitely know it's coming. And I think they just like they held off on Cosca Reeves and Axe Wolves for this particular season. They're going to do the same. They did the same thing with this character, with Cobb Vanth. So we're going to see him. We're definitely going to see him. I don't know next week. I don't know if it's next week or not, but we're going to see him. Definitely going to see him.
All right, Jay, is it possible next week? Week after?
Absolutely, next week, hands down, next week. I mean, I'm surprised this didn't happen already. So yeah, this week. I mean, hell, it could be Friday. Seriously, it could be Friday. I mean, I know they're not at the offices and everything's closed down, but like you were saying, this can be. It's nothing to do a timed post or whatever like that. I mean, it can be automatically set, and we can see this Friday as an announcement. But mainly, I think next week. They're back in the offices, definitely next week.
Yeah.
But then again, it's Hot Toys, so who knows?
And they keep saying, I wouldn't even be surprised if we get an Ahsoka release tomorrow night, brother.
You think it could be tomorrow night?
I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, man, if they're talking about people are going to be back early and they keep putting these hinting or shipping soon. I would not be surprised, man. Yeah. I really seriously would not be surprised, brother.
So let me ask you this then, is it possible that actually it could happen tonight if people were coming back early, that they only took a couple of days here?
No, I don't know.
And because Ahsoka was in the show today, and this was in the show today, maybe we could get not only a release, but you could get an announcement on the same night.
Could be.
Possible.
It's always possible. Could be, or they release this tonight, or not release or reveal this tonight, and then, and we right, we're forgetting also about the Black Chrysanthemum. We're going to get one of those too. And I'm on that, bro. So, I'm definitely on that.
What about this? Does anything today change? Are we not going to get an R2 to set up with the finale scene? Now, I'm talking specifically about the Mandalorian Season 2 finale scene, which is why you buy that chrome-plated Mandalorian with the Grogu. I think with the face sculpt anyway. It's more, I feel like that the head sculpt they constructed for him to look at Grogu, not looking the face that he had necessarily with Mayfield. That's why I think you really get that figure. And of course, the Luke figure at the end, which I agree 1,000%. And we talked about that earlier today, Leo. I don't think that there's any chance in the world that we don't get another version of Luke from here.
Oh, yeah.
But the question is now, where does that leave this? Do we just get do we get a 2-pack with R2, but then you can't put that R2? What R2 is going to go, Jay, with the Luke from the season finale that you want to set up in someone's detox?
It'll still be. I think you're going to get this in 2 releases. You're going to get in the 2. You're going to get this by itself because this would sell like gangbusters. A lot of people are missing out. The only opportunity you had to get this was to get the one from Force Awakens. I think it was 2 of them. I think they did one from Force Awakens and one from another movie, if I'm mistaken. But I know, yeah. So you're gonna get one by itself. Look at
I mean, look at this, brother cousins. I'm pulling it up while you're talking. Just from January 30th.
Yes.
$501 with 26 bids. Not including 15 in shipping, not including taxes. But go ahead, keep going.
I was looking at this myself last night, and I was like, "Oh, that's going to be a dream." So you're going to get this soloed by itself, and it's going to sell like gangbusters. And you're also going to get a 2-pack, well, a 3-pack including Grogu. But let's face it, Grogu's an accessory. So you're gonna get this in Luke as a 2-pack, and Luke in that new cool ass ninja outfit he had on. Ninja.
That's what he had on. That's exactly what he had on, bro.
And look at this one, cool. $507 the same day from another good seller, 33 bids. It's going very, very high. The Force Awakens ones is going up. This one's off the charts. I don't think we get this one with all the stuff. I mean, we could, but I don't know, dude. I kind of agree with Jay. I think we could probably get 2 of them. I think we probably get a solo one from the finale and maybe a 2-pack now. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we just get a 2-pack.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I think so. I mean, the thing is, I think we're going to get a solo one because even for people that are not, let's say they don't have a big Star Wars collection, you get this guy and set him on your desk. That right. Represents Star Wars. He can represent. He represents Star Wars
the entire time. Yeah,
that's all you need. If you're not into Hot Toys like this, it makes a great gift. It's a good gateway drug for Hot Toys as well. So I mean,
all right, listen, last one because we're gonna all get ready for Lail's show coming up here on 1/6 scale. Man, what time does that start again, Lail?
9:15.
9:15. So we're gonna want to end this so we could get him to prepare for that. I want to bring this up, but I want to bring this up in 2 parts.
Yep.
So this is the last one. Now I'm bringing this up because now Amy Sedaris is back, and she was in. Now I remember look. A lot of people agree with me on Quill, but a lot of people didn't. They're like, no way, Nick Nolte, the character died. They're never going to give you that character. They did. I feel like they're going to give us everything with Mandalorian, but especially this. And now we've seen R5 how many times? But here's the interesting thing that makes me think this will happen, besides that they'll put everything out Mandalorian. And I want to flash this out on the screen because I think that this could be possibly telling. They have some R&D that's already been done with what I'm showing on the screen, brother cousins. R5D4 was shown before. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sensing a 2-pack.
Could be. I mean, definitely could be. I mean, a 2-pack, or I mean, when I see figures like that, I always think of, exclusive or Toy Fair exclusives, but I've never, and I don't think they've ever done a 2-pack Toy Fair exclusive. If they did, that would be awesome. That would be great. I would buy it, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I want it.
No, I feel like people that are collecting all the Mandalorian figures and they must have everything in there, which we are. I feel like they know that you wouldn't pass on this, that they could put her out, Kaylee, and R5D4 is kind of like her little pal now. I don't know. I mean, obviously it wouldn't sell nothing like a Luke and R2 or I don't know. I just feel like now that we've seen her again, I feel like they're going to put it out.
You put her, you put R5D4 in there. You throw in a couple of the little worker droids. I forget what those little droids are. They're I love them. All
I'll say is that they better give us this guy first. But I don't know why he's not out. And I was kind of having hope that Carl, there's maybe still possible that if they need more help, I don't know. I feel like that figure is going to come out. I feel like this one's definitely going to come out. But actually, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Could they get help from Grief next week? Could he show up in this?
Nah, probably not. Probably not. You know, probably not. Nah. Again, I'm not even putting these speculations together, but I would say probably not. I mean, because then then you don't want the question of, okay, where's Cara Dune?
Yeah.
How do we explain the simple fact that she's not here?
Yeah.
You know, how do we do that? So, you know, how would we make that make sense? How would he explain it if asked? Oh, she's off doing such and such, whatever. When they know that a lot of us are going to look at the screen and be like, that's a bag of bull-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just, I don't know. I have the slightest idea, man.
He necessarily doesn't need to be there.
I think he should be saved for season 3. Like literally, because they did say that he's going to have more of an appearance in season 3. So
how about the hot toy?
I want it. I definitely want it, and I think that they can deliver on it. We just got to wait and see.
It's going to happen. It's a matter of time. It's going to happen. When that question is when, but it's going to happen. I mean, once again, I lean towards Toy Fair exclusive. I mean, that would sell like gangbusters. I don't even think that needs to be a Toy Fair exclusive to sell at all. I mean, the costume of that figure would be great. That would be the way Hot Toys tailoring is and how they're doing likenesses now. I mean, that it would sell. I mean, come on.
So do you think it would sell? You think it'd sell and it won't occupy the amount of time, you know, on shelves like Lando did?
Yeah. It would do that. I'm still surprised that Lando isn't selling the way that he should be selling. And you know what? And I don't think I think people want it. Because it's an OT character, but it's the fact of it's toyetic, but it's not toyetic. Does that make any sense? Because he doesn't really come with a lot. He comes with a blaster, and that's about it. And you look at in hindsight, all the other stuff that comes out. Yeah, it's a well-dressed dude in a pimp cape. When you break it down, that's what's in the box. We all know what that is. We all know what it represents. I think people want it, but it's sitting because there's so much other stuff that's out right now.
Yeah,
and that's just what it is. And I think Reef Cargo will fall in that a little as well. So I don't know.
Give it till March. My call is, and I've been calling it, if not before. I do really feel that the Lando, along with a lot of other figures, are going to wait list by the end of March. Remember, one of the things that happened with some of these figures, at least in my view, from what I'm seeing, is some of them were available to come from Sideshow quickly, versus they have to wait a whole 3 or 4 months from just, you know, that they were kind of getting them at the same time. So I think there's a little bit of that in there as well. But still, my timeline, when I was thinking that it would be gone at least by the end of March, I think it will be. But we'll see. You got to remember, too, that Leia Bespin came with nothing. Eventually, it did go.
Yeah,
I passed on that figure. It was right in my.
Going up now.
And I saw it.
I got that. I got that day.
Something told me get it. And I was like, I'll come back and get it. I went back to the store looking for it, and it was gone. Damn. And yeah, I think it's going to happen to a lot of people with Lando too. It's going to happen. I think some people are passing on it and like, oh, it's cool, it's all right. I'll wait around and get it, not really knowing. And then at the end of the thing is, they didn't make a lot. We're getting a lot, but they didn't make a lot. So
they definitely didn't.
Gone is going to be gone.
They definitely didn't.
Well, listen, guys. Leo has got to prepare for his show, the Say What, one of your giant shows that you do during the week. It's going to be epic tonight. Yes,
it is. Brother Cousin's going to be there. We're going, it's going to be a party a little bit. You know what I mean? It's going to be kind of fun.
So tell me, what else is going on on 1/6 scale, man, Lale. Come on. I mean, besides everything going on in Star Wars.
Yeah, so tonight is Say What. We're going to actually tell people what to do while we have this, somewhat of a small lull when it comes to like releases and stuff like that. I know, like, around this particular time, beginning of Chinese New Year, they call this the Grail season, where people always go back and hunt down pieces that they haven't gotten the first time. So we're going to tell you what you should possibly do instead of getting those Grails. You got to prepare for what's to come, because they're going to start dropping some heat soon. We already know that. So that's what this show is going to be centered around. That, and probably talking about, there's a few new releases that we actually got, with the, of course, the classic suit Spider-Man. So everybody was waiting on that one. So, we're definitely going to talk about that one. But yeah, that's tonight. Tomorrow is when we deep dive into spoiler-free discussion of the Book of Boba Fett, episode 6. So that's going to be crazy on Uncivilized Scoundrels. So I can't wait for that. And then on Sunday, we're going to have Take Your Position, where we're going to mash up Marvel versus DC. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be crazy. So yeah, that's what we got coming up, man. That's definitely what we got coming up.
Let me ask you, are you going to have any juicy news on any of these shows?
I don't know, because I have none to really give out other than, what we possibly could imagine what's going to come or what we can see coming. I mean, now that we got that, Sideshow is putting up, shipping soon. That means that we're going to get some news from, a lot of these, like the Chinese market. We're going to get some news from Hong Kong that they're going to be putting out. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's soon. But yeah, we just got to wait and see. But I'm excited. I'm definitely excited, man. But so I mean, I might. I don't know. I have nothing to really give up rather than just
joy and happiness and freaking Come on. All right, brother cousins, what's going on? Best of the best tomorrow?
Best of the best tomorrow with
yes.
This fine panel right here.
yes. Cannot wait.
Going to be joining us as well. We're going to have the winner of the I Want Rex contest. He's going to be joining us tomorrow as well. It's going to be who else is joining us? I got a couple of people coming. Riley Ramirez. He's going to be joining us tomorrow as well.
Okay.
We're going to see new faces on the panel. It's going to be great tomorrow. And we're only going to do an hour. It's going to be about 8 until about 9:15, because I know my man Leo and I know El Professoro is going to go in deep.
Yeah.
This episode.
Yeah, he is.
And we're gonna let y'all have it.
Yeah, he's gonna definitely go. He messaged me today about it, so it's gonna be a deep. And special guest tomorrow is gonna be Victoria as well. So awesome. I can't wait for that. Yeah, it's gonna be a packed jam-packed episode. It's gonna be incredible, man. Can't wait.
Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. Look forward to that.
Yes.
Tomorrow on Uncivilized Scoundrels. Look forward to Best of the Best tomorrow. And Lael, I think I'm on a couple of your shows next week. Say
Yes, you're on Say What and Uncivilized.
Uncivilized Scoundrels.
Yes.
So we got a whole lot going on. But listen,
we got some stuff going on next week. I can't wait.
Hopefully Ahsoka drop.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I think there's going to be a lot to talk about. I honestly didn't know that it was going to be just a little bit that they were going to take off and they were going to have some people working. So I think that something could be happening. Is it possible something could happen tonight? But listen, baby, you absolutely want to make sure you tune in to Say What coming up here in just about, 20
minutes.
About
almost
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20 minutes. About 25 minutes. Yep, soon.
Well, listen, as you're exiting out, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. And don't forget to subscribe to all these fine gentlemen here. Leo, 1/6 scale man, and brother cousins. And don't forget to subscribe right now if you've been watching and you just not subscribed.
Please do.
6 scale Cantina.
Yes,
come on.
Please do. It's where it's at. Come on, man.
Come on. What a day. And I'm just going to ask this. For me, one of the most epic days in Star Wars history, and I kid you not, is it the same for the both of you? Am I crazy?
Oh, yeah, it was an insane day, man. It was definitely an insane day. Even as tired as I was, it was still an insane day, so I definitely enjoyed it.
This was like one of the best moments in Star Wars history.
Yeah, bro. So. Yeah, man. Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. It gave us the feels. It gave us everything that we needed. So I'm definitely happy. I'm on board. I'm over the moon, man.
Last, I'm all out of coffee. Have a half a cup left. Goes to this guy. And with that, I don't always buy coffee out. But when I do, I buy from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Let's go.